On Saturday, March 22nd, the ETSU Quidditch team hosted and participated in a competition held on the CPA intramural fields. Only 3 clubs participated, but Caitlin Mathis, the vice president of ETSU's club and the tournament's referee, stated that, despite initial disappointment, she preferred the small turnout.
We had initially wanted it to be a little bit larger, but I'm actually kind of happy that it ended up being kind of the smaller size it was, because it's the first tournament that I or Patricia have ever coordinated, and so we didn't really know what we were doing, but it was a great learning experience for us. The sense of camaraderie, I think, grew even more. We were already pretty good friends with Furman and TTU, but just because it was a smaller tournament and we were kind of just, you saw the same people all day, you're hanging out with everyone, so we built some pretty good friendships that way.
The team assembled at around 9:30 to stretch and socialize. By round 11, teams from Tennessee Tech and Furman had assembled on the field. By 11:30, the referees were ready to commence play. Before I continue, it's first necessary to provide a brief explanation. Quidditch was originally a fictitious sport pioneered by Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, but it has since been organized into an expansive network of conferences that stretch along the entire United States. The rules are relatively simple. Each team has 7 players, 3 chasers, 2 beaters, 1 keeper, and a seeker. The chasers are in charge of throwing the quaffle, a volleyball, through one of these hoops. The beaters pick up the bludgers, which are dodgeballs, and defend their teammates by beating the opposing team with their projectiles. If hit with a bludger, a player must dismount, run back to their goal, and touch it. The keeper is essentially a goalie. He guards the goal from the chasers. The seeker has a special responsibility. About 10 minutes after game begins, they are sent out to retrieve the snitch. Catching the snitch will reward the seeker's team with 30 points and end the game. The role of the snitch is usually filled by a fast, burly individual. They are released immediately after gameplay begins. To catch the snitch, the sneakers must grab the sock hanging from the back of the snitch's pants. To make things even more complicated, every team member must keep a broom between their legs at all times. Otherwise, they have to run back to their goal and touch a hoop. ETSU's first match was against Furman. The team captains met along the center of the field to shake hands and confer with the referee. The teams then assumed starting positions, eyes towards the ground so they couldn't see which direction the snitch ran. After a reasonable amount of time, the referee announced, "Brooms up." Players rushed towards the center of the field and quickly devolved into a mishmash of chaos. ETSU quickly jumped ahead, launching a quick succession of scoring shots, but Furman returned in kind, gradually gaining on the home team. The game stretched into overtime, but with admirable persistence, the ETSU team squeaked out a win over Furman, catching the snitch just before they could leap ahead on the scoreboard. Despite how close the game was, both teams left the field on good terms. ETSU had now qualified to play against Tennessee Tech, a regional Quidditch powerhouse. Before the game, the team circled up to deliberate on strategy. After a 15-minute break, the teams met with a referee and shook hands. Again, the teams lined up along their goals and assumed pre-match positions. Unfortunately, the competition was a bit more one-sided in this match. Tennessee Tech boasted a host of extremely competent chasers. They quickly outmaneuvered ETSU's defenses to gain an early lead. 10 minutes later, Tennessee Tech had rung up a substantial lead. Competition was tough. Eventually, though, ETSU seeker pulled out a miraculous cinch snatch, slightly dulling Tennessee Tech's wide margin of victory. Even after a hard-fought match, both teams were cordial and congratulatory. Of the 3 teams that participated, ETSU finished second. However, the results did nothing to dampen the team's mood. They were proud of their efforts and, as a result, left feeling completely satisfied.